Hey world, it's 5 o'clock in the evening on the 29th of August 2014. It's been pointed out by a few of you to me, but in the last couple of days I've become very boring and routine and normal, and diatribes against gun control and God and things like this are just boring these days. You know, I'm middle of the road, me. So I thought I'd just push the boat out a little bit and look at a little bit of political astrology. And I thought to myself, originally, I'll start by looking at the horoscope of that nice man, Mr. Putin. So, whilst David Cameron was on the steps of 10 Downing Street this afternoon, upgrading our country's security alert system, I was watching a video of Vladimir Putin talking today with the sound off and just watching his face. And I was looking at his chart and I'm thinking, yes, you've got that lovely Mercury-Neptune conjunction, sextile the midheavens, sextile Pluto, but it's in the 12th house and it's not particularly strong. And yes, you've got a very glib moon in Gemini in the 7th house. You're a good talker. And of course, Vladimir Putin has the Sun-Saturn conjunction in Libra in the 12th house, strongly square to Uranus. He's a kind of free market socialist and communist through and through. And part of him is out of, not control, but he's acting on intuition and urge as much as anything else. And of course he has Pluto on the midheaven, and Pluto is the ruling planet because he has Scorpio rising. Is he a power-mad adrenaline junkie who's out to rule the world, or is he someone who is people genuinely love as a true patriot? He's a mixture of both. He's truly a mixture of both. My concern is whether he's going to actually sort of go over the top, because later this year, starting around November, December, Jupiter will stand still on top of his midheaven and Pluto for 8 months. And early next year, the Uranus-Pluto square will hit his Sun for the final time. Even the heliocentric Mars is going to hit his Sun pretty strongly in about 3 weeks' time. So I still consider him to be highly at risk. And the chances of him astrologically still being in his present position of power and not elevated any further by May of next year are less than 50-50. But then I thought, well, wait a minute, it's not only Putin. What else is going on here? Because if this kicks off in Ukraine, we're going to see global war, and then it's going to be like, well, Russia and America ding-donging with Germany and Europe in the middle. What's China going to do? So I thought, well, China owns most of the dollars in the world, and China's inscrutable. They keep themselves to themselves. But I thought, let's have a look at the horoscope of China. I've got the horoscope of China. China has got a conjunction of Mercury, Neptune, and Ceres, the nurturer. All this dreaming, socialist, communist energy, community, in the 8th house in Libra, currently being affected by both Uranus and Pluto. China is going through a major ideological change, and it's going through a major form of revolution in its relationship with its partners, regardless of whom they are. This will be exacerbated later this year, particularly around the 3rd week of November, when Saturn hits China's midheaven and moves into its 10th house, bringing it much more into the world stage. So I'm thinking, okay, well, there's something missing here. What else am I missing? Thinking about Saturn, and I just had this nudge. So now I'm looking at the chart of Israel. 14th of May 1948, 1600 in Tel Aviv. Regardless of the time of birth, Saturn has been opposite Israel's Sun and on Israel's Chiron for the last 9 months, and both Mars and Saturn are about to complete this cycle very closely now. Mars is going to hit Israel's Chiron and Israel's Sun, and by extension Palestine's Chiron and Sun, in the 1st week of September. I suspect Israel is going to kick off a lot quicker. The situation involving Israel and Palestine is going to kick off a lot quicker than most people consider. The question with the Iraqi-Syrian stuff that's going down and the insurgency and the caliphate, one has to ask, where's the money coming from for all their funding, for all their technology? With China and Russia, it's much more bigger deal, and I do think we're heading into a face-off, and this is, okay, phase 4 of the Uranus-Pluto square, we're moving into it, and just to add insult to injury, there's a Mercury retrograde in the next week or two, next month or two. Of which more later. So, nice, quiet, gentle, peaceful forecast for today. Oh, right now, Moon's at the end of Libra, hunky-dory. Tomorrow, Moon's in Scorpio, new energy in town. Catch you later, folks. Bye.